you're not that guy with the sniper. You're not doing anything for us. Like maybe after 2-3 rounds, you got to wake up and be like, the sniper's not for me today. But then they just keep using it over and over. And at the end of the game, they go like 2-9. I'm like, brother, you just costed me the whole game because of your stupid pride.
You got to know when to put it away.
And if I see you ever spawn up in hardpoint,
Yeah.
bro, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, we're not even in the bronze lobbies. We're in like the gold ones.
Welcome everyone to episode 157 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. We are post Super Bowl Sunday.
We are.
This is post Super Bowl Monday now.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good, man. Like I was, I'll be honest, like from the game, depending on like our viewers, who they're fans of.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the 49ers. I wanted them to win this game, and they looked like they were going to win this game. And then all of a sudden, they just fell apart at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was. I was hearing a lot of people at work. They were just like, that is like the nail in the coffin that the NFL is rigged. They're like, it's complete BS.
Yeah.
They're like, how could they go and defend them for 3 quarters and then they get to the 4th and they completely fall apart? I'm like, I'm just like, man, I don't know. I highly doubt that. They're like, nah, man, that said it. That said it right there.
I went in to work today and didn't like engage in any Super Bowl talk.
Yeah.
I wanted the 49ers to win too, but I mean, again, we're Pats fans. I had no stake in this.
Yeah.
I think everyone in America wanted the 49ers to win because the Chiefs won last year and they just keep winning. So AKA it was us like a couple years ago.
Right.
So I get it now. It sucks, but I don't really care. It's whatever.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man.
But for me though, you said the 49ers were looking good. I think they looked like dog shit the whole game.
Yeah.
They made too many mistakes. Mistake after mistake after mistake. I'm like, you're screwing up. Patrick Mahomes, like you don't I'm going to make the comparison. People are going to be like, he is like our future Tom Brady. He's not there yet, not even close. But if you look at the stats in comparison, Brady's age versus his age, they're very, very similar. Overall career, he's not there yet, not even close. Yeah. But
he's got time.
Yeah, like you made way too many mistakes for him. And I was watching with my parents. I'm like, mistake after mistake. I'm like, they're gonna win. Just watch. Like they're down double digits. It doesn't matter. They're gonna win because the Chiefs this year, like. I know you don't watch like football week to week, but they sucked. Like they were not a favorite to win the Super Bowl at all.
Yeah.
They sucked this whole season. Like it was loss after loss after loss. And the games that they won were games that they needed to win. Mm-hmm. And there were like the Eagles, they were like the number 1 seed with the 49ers. Like they're a favorite to win. The 49ers were a favorite to win. The Ravens were way better than the Chiefs. They like people thought they were going to win. Even like the Texans were playing like really well. Like people thought they could make a run, but somehow the Chiefs, the Bills too. The Bills were way better than the Chiefs, and they lost.
Yeah,
like they just won the games that they needed to win by a margin.
Yeah. Now, and then what about the 49ers on the other end? Were they looking good the entire season?
Yeah, the whole season.
Yeah,
they lost 3 games the whole season, and they were stomping. Yeah. They have like the best running back in the league by far. It's not even close. Their quarterback like played really, really well. They have like every weapon possible, and their defense was like the number 1 defense in the league, and they choked.
Yeah.
But Andy Reid, the coach for the Chiefs, coached a nearly perfect game.
Yeah. I mean, I like that play at the end because I was kind of like watching in and out during it. But the play that won them in the overtime, I just like I loved that play. It was just so perfect, like how they did it. And then like I loved actually like following the breakdown of how it was and how they like, I can't remember who it was, but he like motioned somebody to go left and they did. And he's like, the second that he hiked, that's when the guy like lost his like sight of like his vision in him. Yeah. And then he went like, it was like a fake. He went to some other guy and this guy was completely wide open. Yeah. And then he did it. I was like, man, that was fucking textbook. Like that was so good. But yeah, I like never put any stock into scores anymore. Like people were like, dude, they're up. I think they were up like 14-0 or something like that, 14-3.
It was 10-0.
10-0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that literally means nothing.
Yeah.
Just because of our amazing run, like against the Falcons that year, I'm like, bro, it's never chalked. You know.
If you have like a dynasty quarterback, like Mahomes, like you gave him 2 minutes left. That's too much time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Brady. You give him. I don't think anybody got worried when we had less than 2 minutes and then Tom Brady still came out. There's always a chance. Like you will lose, and it happened.
Yeah.
And Mahomes just. I mean, he's 28. He has 3 Super Bowls. Freaking insane. His career is like amazing right now.
Yeah, he's untouchable right now. Like you said, it's going to be like a longevity thing for him too. Just seeing like, you know, how hoping he can stay healthy and just playing at that level consistently for the years to come. That's always the hardest part.
Yeah.
You know, but the way it's looking right now, it seems like that team, like I remember he said it in the post-game interview, like right after the game, that he's like, it's definitely the start of a dynasty. He's like, we're just getting started though, you know, and I love that.
Yeah.
And he's right. Like, I think that team they'll definitely go on, like, for sure for more Super Bowl wins if they keep playing the way they are.
Yeah. I mean, this was their worst, like, season that they've had with him.
And they still pulled it out.
Yeah. Which they shouldn't have. Like, it's insane how they won, like, all their games. Because they should have lost to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Like, the Ravens lost that themselves. And for people, like, that watched the overtime in the Super Bowl, like, they were so confident that they were going to win that they had 2 timeouts. They ran the clock all the way down, hiked the ball if they screwed that play up, they probably would have had like maybe 2, maybe 3 seconds left to kick the field goal and go into double OT. But they were so confident. They're like, no, we're not calling anything. We're just going to hike this ball and score.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah, and it worked
the
out,
whole
right?
time. I was just like watching. I'm like, if they screw this up right here, like it's completely over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that team's just I don't even know how they made it that far.
Yeah, it's insane. So that was that was the Sunday. That game went hella late. I mean, it just felt late. It just felt like a long game too, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Because it wasn't really it wasn't a super eventful game. You know?
It was a good game.
Opinion,
no, it was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a close game.
Yeah, I don't. It just like to me, it felt like it just kind of dragged on a bit. I don't know. I mean, I'll die on that alone. You know, that's just my personal thought on it.
It was just it was a chess match. It was a defensive game till the end.
I think that's a better way to say it. It was like if you're really in tune with that stuff, then it was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, there was. I don't know. Were there any insane plays that happened during the whole game, like big moments and stuff?
The first touchdown by the 49ers.
Yeah. But no, I watched that. You know, thankfully I didn't put any money on the game. You know, I would have lost. You know, some people putting money on that, they're dumb. You know, that's too risky for me.
Yeah.
You know, especially putting big money on it.
Yeah.
And then this week now we're gonna get a snowstorm. I'm kind of waiting, like I'm kind of looking over to my phone during this to see. I just want to see if I get the call because I'm hoping that I don't have school, so I can just go grind COD.
Yeah.
That's my move at least.
Yeah.
You know. But no, dude, we've been chilling. Like now we got, I think from our last episode, it was coming out in a couple days. Season 2 finally here.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I love it so far.
Yeah, season 2 is good so far. It came out like last week for us, so we've been playing for a couple days. Again, like this year, we've just been so slow at COD.
Yeah, we have.
You and I have not been playing a lot together.
Yeah. No, it's been a lot slower this year already.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of us being busy.
Yeah.
But I was grinding ranked like over the weekend, like one of the days, and I was going on a hot streak. Like last episode, I was telling you guys, I went on a hot streak. This time was not on a hot streak. I went like 1 in 5.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like whatever, it wasn't not that bad, but it was also when ranked like first started anyway. So like I just got a mixed bag of people.
Right.
So
are you still in gold 1 right now? Or are you gold 2 now?
I'm gold 2 now.
Yeah.
I'm almost gold 3.
Yeah.
Should have been plat 1, probably pushing plat 2. Fucking I literally made it into gold 3 And I was getting there. I was like, oh man, like I'm gonna hit plat. And then I just went on a losing streak.
Yeah.
Just dry.
Yeah. Now I'm still in gold 1. I got it. I mean, tonight we'll go play, because yeah, I just haven't gotten enough time to be playing. I mean, I like over the weekend, like I celebrated my birthday, and then like the next couple of days, I was just like out with friends and shit, and I didn't get any time to. But now this week, I don't really have anything going, so I'm like, I could finally just actually sit down and be home.
Yeah.
Be home at night at a normal time and go play. But yeah, dude, like the SR stuff with it, like that's the thing right now, at least it isn't so bad, being in these low levels, because I know for a fact that's how the SR works. Like right now they're trying to get you and I out of gold.
Yeah.
I mean, they mainly want us to be in plat, in diamond. You know, like once we get up to plat 2, plat 3, I feel like you kind of have to actually grind a bit. And then from there, it's like, you know, once you're in diamond, you're definitely grinding. Like the game does not give us like an easy road out of plat and diamond.
Yeah.
You know? But in gold right now, the game definitely is like, get the hell out of here. They don't want us there. So you'll win a game and you get like 170 SR, but then you lose a game and it's like, oh, I lose like 32.
Yeah.
You know, or something like that. But it's just a pain where you're saying you win one game, you get 170, and then you lose 5 games and you're down 150. You're like, bro.
Yeah.
You're like, so I net 20 SR
Yeah.
for the entire week. You know, like the entire session, it sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, well, yeah, we'll get there. I mean, we're just, again, we've been busy. We've got, I've been working on stuff behind the scenes for the pod.
Can't wait to see.
You guys will know later on, but
it'll be well worth it.
Yeah, it'll be worth it because we're trying to perfect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we've been good though. I mean, the new maps for season 2, you've only been able to play, which one was it? We played it together like on like Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh yeah, is it Rio or no, it's not Rio. It's the what's the name of it?
Vista? Vista. Yeah. We played Vista.
Yeah.
That map was, I mean, I've played it a handful of times now already, and like plays really nice. I like it. It's a good search and destroy map.
Yeah, big time.
Well, it's a good hard point map. Search and destroy is kind of sketch because there's this part where there's like a balcony with like these like railings, but you can see through the railings, and the bomb's like right underneath it.
Yeah.
So there is no cover.
Right.
So if you plant there, it's kind of free to win that round. But overall, that map's really good. I played Stash House, which is like the new Nuketown, like super small map. That map is fun.
Yeah.
It's chaotic.
Yeah, I've played that map a little bit. That I really like that one.
Yeah. You can spawn and die immediately, but there's just a bunch of like little nooks. It's literally a tiny little house.
Yeah.
And it's backyard. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I like Stash House a lot. I think that was a really good addition. You know, I've seen people talking about that being like the new map that should return in future Call of Duties. And I think like with the small maps in general, Sledgehammer just always nails it, you know? Like, and now having this map and then just like some of the prior ones that have come around, those are always like the fun ones, especially too for the camo grinders.
Yeah.
You know, if you like a lot of chaos, that's a good one to do.
Yeah. And they're adding DOS House later on in the season. So that's, again, another small map. It's going to be fun. But yeah, Stash House is very small.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how DOS House is because DOS House is a little bit, I mean, it's still small. Like
it's bigger than Stash House.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Yeah, it's definitely bigger. But I wasn't like too hot on that map in Vanguard. Like it was okay, but it was just all like the problem with Vanguard with all the walls and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and the breakable stuff. That's what I hated about that map.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that's what like was it drew back on like all the maps in that game was all the breakables. So I'm curious to see how it's reworked for this game because it could be like really, really fun.
Yeah.
You know, if it's just doors and that's it, or even if they got rid of the doors, it might be, you know, a lot better.
Yeah, I think the map will be a lot better. I think it's funny. I think a lot of Vanguard maps that were played for competitive might actually work well in this game without like any of the breakables.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I think it'd be fun, but we're not gonna get those maps. Also, I don't want those maps. Anyways,
no, I'd rather not. I mean, dude, like you seeing like they added back, like we played it. I remember our first night we played Farm and then playing Crown Raceway.
Yeah,
which it's just, I don't know, like other people feel that way, but I just hate going to play MW3 and then I'm playing MW2 maps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
it just feels wrong.
yeah. I mean, they played basically, I mean, they felt the same for the most part. We're just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Or no, not slower, sorry, faster. But those maps, like Crown Raceway was fun in pubs. It was still fun in MW3. But the thing is like, we played it already. So
yeah.
I don't really care. But the movement for this game should have been for MW2.
Yeah.
Already.
No,
so,
definitely.
Like I don't need to play Farm again and Crown Raceway again.
Yeah, I think it kind of solidifies the point for me where like I see people say like they should have the same rotation of maps that always come back. And for pubs, I don't agree with that. For ranked, yeah, I think that may work. Or just some sort of reskin to it because I mean, man, going back and just playing those maps, I don't get excited for them at all. You know, I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever.
If they have the same maps, like they need to be fan favorite maps, like really, really good maps.
Right.
And those are not fan favorite maps. Though it's just funny, like those maps they added in the beginning when MW3 launched. They had like an MW2 playlist, and it was Crown Raceway, Farm, Mercado, I think like one more.
Yeah,
but
it was definitely those three though.
Yeah, and like they all played fine. Like they play well.
Right.
You know, we played it on MW2, but we already played it for a whole year.
Right. And again, in terms of like the greatest maps of all time, like Raid's always going to be up there. I'm trying to think of a few other ones. Express, like those are the ones that were back in Cold War, and we were really excited for those because those are really good maps. But bringing back Farm and Crown Raceway and Mercado, I'm like, yeah, those are the best maps from that COD. But in the grand scheme of things, they're terrible.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, like we're playing MW3, we should be bringing back MW3 maps. We need hard hat's a fan favorite, like hard hat. Mission, Arcaden, whatever you want to call it. It's Arcaden.
I was gonna say I think it's Arcaden, right? That's how we always called it.
Yeah, that's how I say it.
Yeah.
But I've heard people, the other pronunciations, Arcaden.
Oh, bro, bring back Resistance.
Yeah, like these are all fan favorite maps from MW3, and we're playing MW3, so bring them back.
Yeah, I think those maps. I hope in like some point in season 3 or like season 2 Reloaded, those maps make a return because like. To your point, we're playing MW3. I want to see those remastered maps. And like you said, they're so good. You know, those maps, some of them could work, not just for pubs, like any map will work for pubs, but for competitive, like they may be decent.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember that was the case in Cold War when they added in all those other maps. Like they added in all the throwback maps. They ended up using those for competitive because they're like, oh, well, they're great maps. We know they work.
Yeah, like they could add a hard hat was a search and destroy map in competitive.
Yeah,
like they could bring hard hat back and maybe they could add another search map.
Yeah,
but I don't know what they're doing. I want them to do that. And the thing is too, like our favorite COD is MW3, so I feel like it hasn't hit us yet where people their favorite COD was MW2 and they played MW2, got disappointed. And now they're playing MW3 with MW2 maps, and there was like that slight nostalgia hype.
Right.
And now everyone's like, these maps fucking suck.
Yeah.
And it's because they don't suck on the original MW2, they suck on this game.
Yeah.
Because, again, they don't feel good on this game.
Yeah.
But I think if they added MW3 maps, we would get the nostalgia hit more just because we haven't had a COD yet where... You know, they've added maps that we truly love. Like, I can't even imagine spawning back in on Mission or Hard Hat or Arcaden or Resistance or
Carbon.
Bootleg. Like,
oh my god, yeah, I remember Bootleg. Now that's the one with the staircase in the mid.
Staircase in the middle. Yeah, it's all dark. You're under like the
yeah. You can go like underneath the stair. Yeah, there's that hallway there.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, think about that. How long it's been since you and I spawned up on that map together. Like, bro, it's probably been, I don't even know, like, when that game come out?
2011.
Yeah. I mean, it's been over a decade since we played on that. And I would still shit on people on that map. I know that map, no problem.
I feel like that would hit us a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the MW2 stuff, like, it definitely did hit at first. I mean, nostalgia for sure in Call of Duty, like, it wears off after a while.
Yeah.
But to your point, I think with this game, because of the way it plays, and especially, too, like, in the ranked aspect, it just doesn't work. You know, some of these maps really don't work. Like I'm sure you saw recently that I think Subbase has been temporarily removed, Subbase Hardpoint, because that map, like, you know, yeah, it's good in pubs, but when it comes to ranked and competitive, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
It's just like it's an awful map to go and play.
Yeah.
You know, and then they go and throw in Rio as the new hardpoint map. And I'm like, okay, this is a totally new map, and it works fantastic. You know, because I can only imagine and hope that they actually had these game modes in mind when trying to build these maps. You know, they're thinking like, okay, would this map, like the way it looks right now, does it work for our competitive set? Like, could it be something like that? I could be wrong, and maybe they don't think about that at all. But I'd like to hope, because Rio plays great for hardpoint.
Yeah, well, they did say that this year they wanted to focus on adding more maps to competitive, and they had Rio is a good map for competitive. Vista, as far as I can tell, like it seems pretty good for competitive. Maybe not Surge, but maybe for a control or something.
Yeah.
But I think this year's been the first year in a while outside of Treyarch that the developers working with the competitive community. It's like, all right, we're designing maps with the competitive game modes in mind.
Yeah.
But they also have to be for pubs. But yeah, we are thinking of you guys and like focusing on that community.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we can get Rio added, well, Rio is added. If we can get Vista added into competitive and the other map that they're going to add in through in the season added, like that's good. It's just more variety.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I think right now, like what they have for their map set, and just playing it in rank too, like after a while, the thing I don't like in any competitive sense, like in ranked, is when there's a map that comes up and it's just like, oh my God, like here we go. Because there's some nonsense that happens with it, you know, like there's maybe like, you know, it's such a defense or offense. I mean, mainly just defense, such a defensive heavy map, or like on hardpoint, it's like, okay, if you don't do this, it's pretty much game over, you know, like you're screwed. I like maps that just play well and they just favor the better team, you know, better player. Instead of you getting screwed because, oh, you spawned on this side, you know, or like, okay, yeah, it's pretty much impossible to go and win, you know, on an offensive round on this map because of whatever reason it is. You know, I like maps that feel relatively balanced. Like there's a few, like I feel like Karachi Control is actually pretty good. You know, like I like Karachi Control. I feel like you can do well. Like, yeah, of course, like defense is going to always be a bit favored, but it's not impossible. You know, like we've definitely won plenty of those rounds on that, you know, where something like hard hat, or not hard hat, what am I, high rise. Yeah. Like high rise, that is so hard to win on offense. Like it's insane. You know, it's pretty much always going to be like defensive wins on there, you know?
Yeah. Like it's just a straight up gunfight on high rise all the time.
Or terminal, depending on where you
terminal
spawn.
Is awful.
You know, terminal is like, you load into a terminal hard point and it's just like,
I think terminal's the best example.
Yeah.
It just favors the side that the security spawns like right away instantly, and it's just terminal is annoying because it's all the lanes are just so long. Yeah. You need an AR the entire time. Yeah. And it's super annoying. But yeah, I hope they add like more maps. And Sledgehammer, they've been working with the competitive scene. Because last year they got nothing. Yeah. This year they've been getting a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that.
Because last year, what was the one map that got added? Wasn't it Himmelmat Expo? Didn't that map get added for Control?
Yeah, but like it wasn't
way later.
It wasn't for competitive though. Well, no, it was ranked for us, but
they did. Pros didn't play.
Pros didn't play it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember that.
That's a whole another like topic that I don't even want to get into about like pros and adding maps in. Right. But leave that for the flank and Ben. Yeah. Shout out Ben.
Right.
But yeah, like I just want more variety. Yeah. Also because for us watching, but also playing ranked, right? It's like we've played high rise so many times already, and high rise is fun. Don't get me wrong, but like when we play high rise, Karachi, and Invasion. I would say the majority of the time,
Yeah.
they'll sprinkle in a terminal randomly.
Right.
But we're always playing high rise, Karachi, invasion.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't have a map where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hyped that it's this game mode with this map.
No,
on this game.
Me either.
And in MW2, surprisingly, like I did, and it was hotel. Like I loved hotel control.
Yeah.
Like I actually enjoyed that, even if we were getting like shit on. Or whatever.
For me, I liked Hotel Hardpoint.
Yeah,
I liked Hardpoint a lot on that map. I thought it was pretty solid.
I think the closest feeling that I have for this map or this game is probably like Karachi Hardpoint. But Karachi Hardpoint is, again, like you can break hills and stuff if you're a really good team, but it does favor, like the teams that can win gunfights.
Yeah.
The defensive teams
Right.
can really.
But that's the thing. I like that though. Like if you, because again, there's not much like cheap stuff on that map in my opinion. Like, what is it? The P4? Is that the terrible hill? Is that the one that's like in the street?
Yeah,
I'm thinking
the
of
new one. Yeah.
Like that hill's kind of trash, But even like most of the time, that's going to be like a throwaway on like most of the teams that you're going to be playing. But I agree with you. Like I enjoy that one, and then but when I go into something like a Skid Row Hardpoint, I'm just like, if we get the wrong side, like dude, no lie, most times when I spawn and we spawn by Barber, I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
here
gotta play. You gotta play for all the time in P1. Like,
Yeah,
you already know if you spawn that side, just play P1. Try to get all the time you can, and then you have like
chalk P2.
Yeah, you have like a couple tries at P2, if you're lucky.
Yeah,
and then after that, just chalk it.
Yeah,
but I will say that's like the one. I mean, like Skid Row. That's like the one hill that is just a complete money hill, like nearly unbreakable.
Yeah.
So that's like the annoying part. I just don't like maps where a hill is nearly unbreakable. I guess you could argue it with Karachi on the P2, but you definitely can break that a lot easier than the Skid Row P2.
Yeah, because like on the Karachi P2, like most people don't have setups there, like at least the guys that we're playing, that like allow you to never get to the hill. Like most of the time, if you're a Karachi P2, like you can walk through Mail pretty easily, and there's not always people that are going to be like, stair glitching back alley or watching that. Like people may watch the wall hop or whatever, but that can get pretty mixy. Like you can get into a gunfight there pretty easily. If you're playing on Skid Row Hardpoint, that P2, it is damn near impossible for things to get mixy.
Yeah.
For you to be able to even get close to that is so hard.
Yeah. There's only 3 spots enemies can come from.
Right.
And
if you're on the hill, you have the advantage on everybody.
Yeah, and like the person on the hill, you don't even need to like look anywhere. You could just sit there the whole time, and the 3 other teammates, one watches the tunnel, one's just watching the garage, and one's watching back alley. Like
right.
And as long as they just win their gunfights, like because they're just like an assembly line. Like they spawn up and just run through.
Yeah.
Because you can't do anything. Like that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You gotta hope if you're trying to attack and get the hard point, you have to get like 2-3 down.
Yeah. No, you have to.
And then you can go. But if you get like a staggered like 1-2 down, it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I feel like with these hills in this game, like the pushes as a team are so important. Like on these hills in particular, you have to have that kind of mentality and just that thought process, because it's so easy to get put in the blender on these where you just go in one by one. And I remember we've talked about it on other episodes, and I, reiterate the same point. It is so much harder to make those hero plays to get like the 2-piece on hill and win. It's just, you can't really do that, and especially, I don't know if that's just the game or it's, the movement. Like, I'm not really sure what it boils down to, but like that Karachi P2, it is not easy to go in there and just fry everybody.
Yeah, no, it's this game is so much more like teamwork oriented.
Yeah,
because MW2, you just kill people so fast. To be honest,
yeah,
this it takes way more bullets to kill someone. So yeah, like getting those big 2 pieces, it helps a lot more in this game. But that third, if you can get 3, that's insane. But for the most part, someone's not getting 3.
Yeah,
unless like again, you kill one and then someone pushes you, you kill them, and another, like it's just an assembly line.
Yeah, the times that like I remember, there's been a few control matches where I've like broken a point on like getting a 3-piece, but it's like it's a 2-piece, but then the third guy is like one shot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, but that's just the teamwork thing. Like, we push as two, and they like, I get two guys, and that last guy that he was trying to kill is so weak. So it definitely favors that kind of play style. But no, like going back though, I totally resonate with you on it. It's just, it feels like a lot of times in ranked play, it always is. It's always the handful of maps from this large pool of maps that we have, and none of them are like actually viable for those game modes. Yeah. So then you're just stuck with like, okay, of however many maps, or like 12 maps or something that you have, we can only really play 3 of them.
Yeah, that pop up, yeah,
right.
Like
and then like again, Vista getting added in, and so with Rio, I'm happy that Rio's in there because it honestly just injects such a breath of fresh air into the whole thing. I'm like, and it's only one map.
Yeah,
Rio
Hardpoint's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it works really well, and yeah, I hope they add more maps. And it's funny, they're talking about the the meta change and stuff right now. There's no meta change because the MCW is still the best gun. The gun. Yeah, it's still the gun. It just ADS is a little slower.
Right.
But
so you can't run like a complete psycho with it all the time.
You can get away a little bit on like the bigger maps, which is everyone on this game, but you can't. You're probably not going to fry on it too much on like Rio.
But you have to play more like an AR.
Yeah.
You have to play like an actual AR.
Yeah.
But the the rival is still insane too.
Yeah.
Like that gun I think it did get a buff. I thought it did, or am I wrong on that?
I don't think it did. The MCW just got nerfed. Just got nerfed, yeah. And the nerf isn't even like a nerf really. Yeah. It's just slower ADS. But it opens up lanes for the Rival 9.
Yes, it does.
Player, so
yeah, I notice now, just because I'm trying to become more of a sub player. That's usually how I am on all these CODs. I usually gravitate towards the sub, but just on this game, like the leap from the sub to the AR just seems so drastic. But I hope that they're just closing that gap a little bit with these small tweaks. Which obviously, that's why they're doing it in the first place, because I do want to have more room for the Rival 9 to be more viable on more maps, because like something like a terminal, like I think you're crazy if you're going to be using a Rival on that map.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. But if you're on Karachi, like, yeah, the Rival for sure is a good gun to use.
You can get away with the Rival on like Karachi and Invasion.
Right.
And, like definitely Rio when they added it, but for the most part, like MCW, it's just 4 MCWs. Like you're good. But my issue is with that, right? Like again, like it's just boring having 4 of the same weapons on the same map. But also, people like to play with ARs like so differently, and like I've learned that I think I play a lot faster than your typical like AR player. But there are some people when they play as an AR, they're like a fucking snail. They are slugs on the map. They don't move, and they just hold lanes. And I'm like, you're not doing anything for the team right now because 3 of us went down, and you're not doing anything.
Right.
And you're not even like trying to rotate or do anything. And it's super annoying. That's why I think the beginning of the season, you and we were playing, and I was like, dude, when we play together, like again, we've just played so much together. The rhythm's just there. Like we know what we're gonna do. Like even if you have an AR, like I know how to play around you if I have an AR.
Right.
Versus like one of our friends, I would say he's a faster AR, but he plays like a sub with the AR in my opinion, which is absurd to me. Like I could not. I don't play like that.
Yeah.
I play a lot slower. And I'm not running in with like MCWs. Yeah, like, I really like to pick and choose my gunfights.
Right, but it's crazy the fact that you like technically you can kind of do that.
Yeah,
and that's my problem.
Yeah,
because like man, you're not running in like that, pulling gunfights like that with attack. Like MW2, like no shot. You're gonna be losing that all the time to the Vaznev. And I just hope that with all these little changes that they're making, like we kind of go back to that a little bit, you know. The thing I don't like too is like these new guns that got added, they immediately just get GA'd.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I always try to look at like, you know, other opportunities and maybe having the window open for some of these other guns to enter into the meta. But I remember once the season dropped, it was like the next day, you know, it was a big news thing about like, you know, these two guns, they're officially GA'd, can't use them. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. You know, like did people just test them and they were broken? Like I don't know what steps were taken to make people then realize that, okay, we can't have this gun in the meta because it's too good or it's just not worth it. Like, you know, I don't know how they come to that conclusion.
I think it's just really foggy right now because, I mean, there are pros that are mad at it that it's GA'd, and then there are other pros that, you know, are the ones like GAing it.
Right.
And that's like not our realm or whatever, but we haven't had a 3-gun meta since Black Ops 4. So, I mean, it's very rare to have like a 3-gun meta, and I think a lot of it's the not Ram 9, the BP-50 is the weapon that like they GA'd. I used it. It's really good.
Yeah,
and it would take out the MCW.
Yeah,
like it's an MCW but a faster fire rate.
Yeah,
and that's a thing that I can understand why it's GA'd, but again, like you said, like it give us more variety.
Yeah.
And the reason why it worked so well in Black Ops 4 is because the ICR was a slow, tanky AR. Like, you're not winning gunfights if you're just running in with that. Like, you're just not.
Right.
And there was a big difference between that and then the flex weapon.
Was it not Razor?
No,
the
Maddox.
Yeah, the Maddox.
The Maddox was a faster AR, but you were not shooting as straight as the ICR.
Right.
And there was definitely more recoil to it, but you could run and get in the mix, and then obviously the SOG as a sub. But there has to be like a very distinguished role for each weapon, and in the past, I mean, it's just hard. The past couple of years, like there hasn't been that, and also too, a lot of it is map design too.
Yeah,
like all the MW2 maps for the most part are AR dominated, like all AR maps.
Yeah.
So if you're getting rid of like the MCW and adding this BP-50 with its MCW, faster fire rate, no recoil, like that's insane.
Right.
There is no difference between that and the difference isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Like the MCW needs to have like a slower, you know, fire rate, like or what it is now, right? And then that flex gun, like you're only winning at medium range gunfights, and you get recoil where the MCW wouldn't.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's the problem right now, and what I believe they're trying to do with all these little changes, because I mean, I always like having, you know, a lot of variety. I would like there to be a 3-gun meta, you know, where you can, you know, I don't know, there's just, like I said, a distinguished role with every gun, and that is viable for every map. Where, I mean, I think back to playing on MW2, I mean, those guns, first off, like the UMP, the Uzi, and the P90 was in there as well. Like, those guns were all lasers back then, too, you know? So that's kind of part of it, too. Like, the AR, like, of course, the ACR from MW2 was insane, but so was the UMP-45. Like, you could beam at range with that thing, too.
Yeah.
You know, it was not, you could put a silencer on that thing, and it was still nasty, you know? Where now, like, the rival is not that gun.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not a comparable the UMP.
Yeah.
You know, so trying to close that gap is hard on these maps. You know, which is why I think that's a problem with like throwing these maps into a new COD with new guns.
Yeah,
it's like, how do they actually work together? You know, and they don't necessarily work all that well together.
Yeah.
Something too that like bothers me a little bit is like obviously in the pro realm, like the stuff has been GA'd, right? But I don't know how quick they're reenacting or like enacting the stuff into ranked, because I know that was a mission of theirs to try to have the GAs and everything be as honest as they are from ranked into or from competitive into ranked. But man, you still see people out here. They're still sniping, and you see people rocking guns that like they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like for me, like, you know, we're being more purists. It is a pain.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. The GAs in rank play aren't the same as, you know, competitive, which they should be, because Treyarch, they're trying, and I understand why they're not, because they don't want to put out these little updates, right? Like, and I'm not going to assume that the pros and stuff have like deadlines they have to hit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't know if they're all trying to like, oh, let's try to figure this out and talk to the devs so they can like update it really quick and then it's GA'd. Because I'd imagine for Treyarch, it's really quick for them to be like, let's get this out.
Right.
But they're waiting on them to test it.
Right.
But I also don't know, like, are all these pros like really trying to test this and then let it, you know, are they meeting these deadlines and letting them know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not part of their job description. Like,
Yeah.
they're pro players, right?
Yeah.
But I hate it too. Like, where I'm running down B
Terminal
lane
S&D or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm running down B lane on invasion and I got sniped.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's G8.
Oh yeah, no, it drives me nuts. Like that's happened to me so many times. Like I mentioned just now on terminal, spawning up by
Security.
Yeah, security, and then I just get smoked by some guy with a sniper because he hops up on the crates. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
that tilts me so much, you know. And it's just because like these people, it's not necessarily their fault unless they're scummy and they know that it's like, oh yeah, I know that they don't use this in the professional scene, but I don't care. I'm just gonna use it anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why they have that banned. You know, there's a reason why like these guns at the end of the day, like they are GA'd. You know, whether I like it or not, they do have their reasoning for it because like you said, there may be a gun in there. It's like, dude, if this gun was viable, it would be broken beyond belief. But then that gun, because they don't patch it or don't get it out of ranked, it is in ranked.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'm getting hoed by some guy and I'm like, dude, you're using a gun that's so good.
Yeah,
but it's not viable.
Yeah. And like I see it from like the their perspective too, like the person sniping, because it's like us, like we want variety. We want to like change it up, right? Like if you're playing S&D, having like a sniper on the map like just changes your play style. Like it gives you so much information, like the other three players.
Yeah.
But again, like it's G8, so don't use it.
Right.
But it, like you said, it's like their fault, but also not their fault because it's in the game.
Yeah.
And it should be like blocked out and like completely G8, but especially on this game too, where again it's AR dominated. So now having a sniper on all these maps that are AR dominated, like you just have an advantage. But obviously, like the person using the sniper has to be good. But like you're playing ranked, so I'd imagine like you follow competitive to a certain extent usually, and you're capable of like holding a sniper.
Yeah, dude. The worst thing in ranked is you see some guy with a sniper and then every round he just gets blooded. He's not doing anything and he doesn't put it away, and like we have our friend who gets in the chat, he's like, dude, put it away.
Yeah.
Like you're not that guy with the sniper. You're not doing anything for us. Like maybe after 2-3 rounds, you got to wake up and be like, the sniper's not for me today.
Yeah.
But then they just keep using it over and over. And at the end of the game, they go like 2-9. I'm like, brother, you just costed me the whole game because of your stupid pride.
Yeah, you gotta know when to put it away. And
no, you do,
because you can go off with the sniper, but you have to start off hot.
Yeah,
you have to. If you can get like a pick every round, first blood with the sniper, and like that's like enough. Like you have to get first blood.
Yeah,
or like get a man down immediately.
Yeah, no, I totally think so. Like if you're not starting off hot with it, and like I said, within 2-3 rounds, if you haven't gotten a pick with it, it's just not worth it. Yeah, especially too for us, like when we're not chatting with those guys and they're not really giving us intel. Then I think it's doubly not worth it. And if I see you ever spawn up in hardpoint with the bro, I've seen that before. Yeah. I'm like, dog, we're not even in the bronze lobbies. We're in like the gold ones. I'm like, dude, this is still low tier, but bro, you need to wake up.
Yeah,
like, this is just borderline disrespectful.
Yeah,
you don't care at all about this.
Snipers are only viable in search, and like you gotta. I mean, you feel out your opponent, obviously, right? Like sometimes it's just easy. Yeah, like that you can get like a couple picks, but again, like you have to know your limits. Yeah, because I mean, like I like to pull out the sniper a lot in MW2. Like I pulled it out a lot on Embassy, like on Embassy Search. Like I loved using a sniper on that map, but you have to know when to put it away. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I just hope within the next, I don't know, a couple of weeks, like seriously, or I just hope that they can get this stuff implemented quickly. because that was a big thing for them. They were going to talk about the communication with the pros and having this be as close to like replicating the experience for a professional, like in ranked. And they've done a good job of it, but there's still some big holes that need to be filled up. Like, the fact that snipers and then just other guns that you cannot use in competitive play, like in the CDL, but then you can use them in ranked, and it's those guys. You're like, yep, here we go.
Yeah.
This guy's using this gun. I just hope they can make that a little bit quicker to make it a better experience. And then hopefully these maps too come into play quickly as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of it at the end of the day is if the pros like agree, like how long it takes for them to agree.
Yeah.
And test too. Because again, like if I'm a pro, I get it from their perspective. Like it's not my job's to play the game at a high level.
Yeah.
I'm not a dev. I should not be testing, right?
Yeah.
But with Call of Duty, like we all know, like you have to put in extra work that is not your job to get things going.
Right.
Like we've mentioned, if you're a pro player, like you don't need to stream, but you probably should stream, take advantage of like the eyeballs on you right now. And like same goes with this rank stuff. Like they're lucky that they have, some devs, like at least Sledgehammer so far, they want to work with them.
Right.
Please take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because they're representing like the whole competitive community and also like for casuals too at the same time.
Yeah.
I know COD it's mainly casuals, right? It's dominated by casuals and made for casuals, but that makes it even harder for the competitive community to, voice their own opinions and stuff. But if they're already talking to the devs, like they gotta do as much as they can.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I wouldn't want to be a tester either after like 8-9 hours of scrims.
Right.
Like why do I have to test this?
Right.
But it's for the better of the community.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it would just, they kind of do it anyway. Like a lot of these guys, they're always testing these guns, testing these maps. It's just trying to get somebody to be the connect with whoever is like, one of the main guys in charge of rank play to be like, hey, the pros have agreed that this is not like, they're not going to be using this in the league. So on your end, you just got to go and X this out.
Yeah.
I wish it was that simple, because it sounds like it could be that simple, but then a lot of stuff, like, I don't know how easy it is to actually get that stuff put in, if they could just hot fix that, or they got to put it in, like we've mentioned before, there's these small things that are going to lend themselves into like a big update. But yeah, it does suck. It does wear on you a little bit.
Yeah. It's a matter of like, I think the pros, if they can, they just get this all done. Like it's a matter of like the amount of people that they have to, they want their opinion like noticed too.
Yeah.
But then like you have to get all of them together, which is a hard part, right?
Oh, that's like the impossible part.
Yeah. Like during scrims, like each team like scrims, different teams on each day, right? Like it'd be awesome. Like, all right, guys, this day is dedicated to only using the new weapons.
Right.
And everyone vote on this weapon like afterwards.
Yeah.
Right. You need like a representative, but are people gonna do it afterwards? I don't know. I doubt it. Right.
Yeah,
like you can't get there's 48 players.
Yeah.
Or no 40.
No, that's right. Yeah.
12 teams.
Yeah. 12 teams times 4.
Oh yeah. 48. Yeah. You have to get all 48 players to like just
agree on this stuff. Yeah.
You're gonna get maybe like 50%.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
But like you need.
generous.
Yeah. Like if you can get 30 players to like vote at least, and then the others, like other 18 don't, like they just don't vote at all.
Yeah.
They don't participate, then I think majority just rules.
Yeah.
At that point. Like I think if you don't contribute to that, then you're just cool with it and you're fine either way. Or you just don't have a say.
Yeah. No, if you're not going to like participate in that, then whatever way it goes, you can't be upset about it.
Yeah.
But no, that's a big thing for the pro like side anyways, like I've heard. I won't talk about it much, but like just the communication aspect, like what we're saying, it's just being able to get this conversation going, to be able to have it connected and everyone agreeing. That way it could maybe make its way down the pipeline to the developers so they can change this stuff. But In the meantime, we just got to go and deal with snipers and deal with broken ass guns and ranked at times.
Well, that's the flank's job.
Yeah,
we need Zuma and all those guys and Ben to coordinate.
Yeah,
for whatever reason why they're doing it, because they're not even like
they're
not pros.
Yeah,
they need some hand holding.
Yeah,
but Tommy's doing good work. They're doing good work.
Yeah, they're trying their best.
Yeah, but yeah, see, season 2 though overall, like we've been playing like pubs, but we could be playing a lot more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been the message the past like 2 seasons so far.
Yeah. I feel like honestly I want to be playing more pubs because I want to get my rank going. I got to rank up more.
Yeah.
And actually meet up with where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna be finding that balance.
Yeah.
And then again, just taking advantage and enjoying the new season as much as we can.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like we just need to get back on our normal schedule of like hopping on, playing for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we're good.
Yeah. Because January was a total disaster just with stuff to do.
Yeah.
And this first week of February was busy. So I'm hoping now it'll just kind of mellow out a little bit.
Yeah. I need a couple like weekends where I can just play.
Do nothing.
Or just like during the week, like just a normal schedule where we can just play like we normally
We can get on at like 9:30 and actually play for like just 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming soon for us.
Yeah. Once everything's like out, we're done with stuff. Then
then we'll be good to go.
Then we're good. Yeah, but
yeah, bro. You have anything else you want to
add? No, when this comes out, it's not yet. But Helix is doing a watch party.
Yes, sir.
March 9th. So it's not even. You got a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, March 9th.
If you want to go there, we'll be there.
Yeah, they're playing FaZe. Big match.
It's gonna be a tough.
That's a tough match. But I'm excited to see because ASIM's on.
I was gonna say we have a former FaZe Black member.
Yeah,
in ASIM.
I think the last episode. This. Yeah, we didn't. So ASIM is replacing Capsule on the Boston Breach, and I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah,
he's gonna
leave
fry.
It at that.
He's gonna fry.
No, it was really cool. I mean, because they won the amateur tournament or
the Challengers Cup.
Challengers Cup. Yeah, at Major 1.
Mm-hmm.
So he got picked up. Kremp was on that team. He got picked up by Thieves.
Yep.
And then Brack and Exceed.
Yeah, they're still on.
Yeah,
on FaZe Black.
they did not get picked up, but their time will come.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for ASIM. I mean, ASIM's played like in and out of the league for the past few years. He's been in and out of the league, but before that, he was always in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good player. So I'm happy now that he's found a team that's like a solid team.
Yeah.
Because before, I mean, let's be honest, he was on teams that were pretty dodgy.
Yeah.
So now being on like a really talented roster with an org that really cares, I'm very excited. So it's going to be cool. I mean, even this week, I believe it's actually I can't remember if they're going to be playing this weekend.
Yeah,
I think they do start this weekend. Yeah. That's going to be cool too to actually see them in action. So
yeah, and he's teamed with Slasher and Priesta, so I'm glad. Like they already have that chem.
Yeah, they got
the chems right there.
Yeah.
Like he won with Slasher in the Vanguard year, and he played with Priesta on New York.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
I think it's a really good fit.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. So we'll be watching.
Wait,
that
not
too.
New York. Rocker. They played on Rocker together. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun, and watching him and Snoopy as the sub duo.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
It's gonna be electric.
Yeah. They're gonna fly around the map.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So, yeah, definitely excited for that. That new change with the breach. See how that goes.
Yep.
And then we're just gonna be taking what they do and putting it into our ranked play gameplay.
And we'll be plat.
Oh yeah.
By the time next episode we'll be plat.
Yeah, no, we'll be there.
We're gonna grind through.
Yeah, that's the promise.
We gotta hit diamond, high diamond.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah.
We'll get there because like you said, it's. Once we hit like the higher plats, it's more of a grind.
Yeah.
When we win, it's like 30 to 50 SR.
Yeah.
After that, like we lose 30.
Yeah,
we lose 50.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a hustle. So we really gotta lock in.
Yeah. That's all we have to do. We just gotta lock in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it, dude.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. That's been episode 157 of the COD Casuals. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe over there. We're also on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Leave a 5-star rating because it helps us out a lot. And I'm seeing the reviews. A lot of people are putting them in, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Keep doing that. We're also on Instagram and TikTok and obviously X And if you don't want to listen to the whole episode, which we recommend you do, but we do cut up each episode into clips for Reels and TikTok. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. This has been episode 157 of the COD Casuals. We're your hosts, Justin.
I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.